Yo, what is up guys? So patch 3.5 just came out for Fortnite and there are a bunch of different changes to the game. We're talking buffs, nerfs, and in addition to that, with the new portable fortress, there are other things I wanted to go over, which are interactions like what happens when you throw a portable fortress on top of another portable fortress. And also other things in the game got buffed and nerfed, so I want to go over all of the patch notes to showcase off what's new in the game. So first off though, one thing that's actually really important is there is a free backpack skin right now. It's called the Rust Bucket. If you guys log in right now, I believe it's only available this weekend. It's completely free and it costs 0 V-Bucks. You just go ahead and purchase it and yeah, you guys can go ahead and equip the new skin. And that's available for everyone for free, and that was actually due to the instability and downtime, which a few days ago the game was actually down, so they're like, hey guys, we're gonna go hook you up with a free backpack. Keep in mind that it says that it's only going to be this weekend. I don't know if this is ever going to be returning. It probably will later down the line, but it might cost money. I don't know. But anyways, make sure you guys log in and get that free backpack. But anyways, so with 3.5, obviously the new portable fortress is like the big new change as far as like adding new things in the game. But I want to go over like what happens when you do certain things. So this first clip I'm going to share with you guys is actually showcasing off the portable fortress. Like, what is it? So it is a item that you can hold up to 5 of, and basically you just throw it on the ground and it's going to build like 3 squares high, and on the bottom there's these tires. You can actually bounce off the tires and then just go straight there. So it just gives you like instant free little high ground over there. There's really nothing too special about it, but I wanted to know what would happen if you would throw the portable fortress inside of a house. So I tried out a lot of different things that you guys wanted to see via like the stream, and you guys were telling me what happens when you throw inside. Now you guys can see it took me a second to edit because there was a bug with editing that they actually did fix, but basically with the portable fortress, you guys can see it actually destroyed part of the building. So what it's going to do is when you create the portable fortress, it's going to destroy everything. It won't kill players necessarily unless you're pushing them like super high up in the air and they just like fall off for some whatever reason, but it will destroy everything. Now the other thing that I wanted to go over was what happens when you throw a portable fortress on top of a portable fortress. Like, does it collapse the other one? You know, just to find out what would happen. If you see that I'm sliding, I'll get into that. That's a bug. I'll talk about that. That also did get fixed. But anyways, if you throw the portable fortress, how it works is it's still going to create that structure that is 3 squares high, and basically wherever the very bottom of it lands, that's where it actually starts building up. It doesn't really matter what the terrain is. Even if it's sloped, it'll just go ahead and do its job. But anyways, yeah, that's what happens when you throw a portable fortress on top of a portable fortress. The next thing I actually wanted to go over, which I'll go over the patch notes in a second, but I wanted to use these visual aids here because it makes way more sense. So there is a nerf with a lot of the guns, specifically like snipers, some of the shotguns, and I'll go over exactly which ones. But you can still do a fast like shot, basically using multiple shotguns still kind of works. Specifically with a heavy shotgun, just watch this over here. All this footage is all with the new 3.5 patch, by the way. So you guys can see I'm rotating in between the heavy one and the tactical shotgun, which isn't necessarily supposed to happen. And also there's another glitch that did get patched out here. It had to do with the guided rocket. So like you guys can see my character, it looks like she's just floating. She's not actually like running properly. I didn't know what actually caused this, but apparently it was the guided missile that would like mess things up. But anyways, you'll see my character sliding. Also the turn speed, oh okay, well it's fine. It's just the turn speed is reduced by 75% on the new guided missile. But anyways, let's go ahead, now that I've shown you guys some videos of like what exactly happened. So there's a new 50 versus 50 mode. They're actually implementing it, I think, later because they said that it's causing stability issues. There's also a few different changes with things from Save the World, which is the PvE mode. I'm not really into the PvE mode, but I'm gonna go ahead and move the patch notes over here to the side so you guys can still kind of see the gameplay here. Actually, you know, yeah, let's do it right here, so this way we can still see the gameplay. By the way, the gameplay, we went on like a 5-game win streak last night. It was pretty good. I don't think you guys will see all 5 by the time I finish with the patch notes. There'll probably only be like 1 win. But anyways, important things over here. So with the changes, the building edit hotkey can now be bound to keys other than G. So this was a glitch that actually happened, and what would happen is you would try to build and then edit something, and it wouldn't let you edit with anything other than the key G. Now this is probably only on PC, but maybe on console, if you change the keybind to something else, it wouldn't just not work. Again, I want to say this is a PC only thing, but technically you can use mouse and keyboard on console anyways, but it's a small little glitch that it really frustrated me. That's why I, like earlier in the vid, I showed you you guys a clip. It took me forever to edit because I could not use what I normally use as an F key. So that's a really huge fix. It's really nice. So it says that they also fixed a few bugs, and I want to go over these, and then we'll talk about the nerfs too. But anyways, fixed an issue where players could fire weapons before the equip animation had finished if they were sprinting. So this would let you basically swap weapons. The most important one though is that when people would swap weapons, I'm sure you guys ran into this problem where if you were using, usually it happened during shotguns, your gun would just float in the air. Like you just didn't have any gun. That was one of the most annoying things that it was an issue that they did fix. They fixed a few crashes as well. There's different crashes that they fixed, but I'm going to go over what I think is more important. Obviously, with crashes, hopefully those won't happen anymore. But again, there's a lot of crashes issues with that, but it's not something that I really want to go over. Now, there is a new replay system, so that's really big in 3.5. So you can actually save your matches. Now, one glitch that did happen is that if you would rename some of your replays, it would cause another crash. So for the moment, I didn't really check for the patch changes on that exact issue where if you would rename something, it would go away. But for the most part, as of right now, probably for the next couple days, if you guys have any cool replays, don't change the name of that replay file because it actually can make it so the replay does not work. So yeah, that's just something important. So they added the Porta Fort. We already talked about that. So it's epic rarity. You can have up to 5. And so it tells you it makes a bottom floor, which is 1 by 1, and then it goes up to 3. But the most important thing that I want to go over, which is mostly the gun stuff, so they decreased the guided missile maximum turn rate by 75%. So I was thinking, oh, just max out your sensitivity, but it has like a max like turn rate. Basically, you can't like turn around and like hit someone real easy or like go under someone's buildable. So there's definitely a nerf with that. And you also have a reduction of the guided missile movement speed by 15%, which can actually be a pretty big deal. Actually, should I zoom up on this so you guys can read it easier? That probably would help out. So yeah, reduce guided missile movement speed by 15%. So that's going to make it a little bit more difficult to kind of chase people. So basically what this means for any of you players that want to like get an advantage off of this is that if someone is shooting you with a guided missile, you don't have to build up like immediately since it's slower and its turn rate is a lot slower anyways. You can actually just build something right in front of you like right before it hits you. But keep in mind sometimes if someone's shooting you, yeah, you might actually lose that building and you're going to get pranked anyways. But the most important thing with this is it says that it added a short equip time to many weapons, particularly those with a slower rate of fire. This will reduce the effectiveness of quickly switching between weapons for high burst damage. And also remove the reloading animation on the pump shotgun. But it's still slow to pull it out. You can technically still kind of double pump, but it's a small advantage because you don't actually have to recock the gun. Although after shooting it, you still have a small little delay, even if you swap to another weapon, then swap back to the pump shotgun. So anyways, it says weapons affected a rocket launcher, hand cannon, revolver, tactical shotgun, and pump shotgun, and heavy shotgun. However, I did show you guys that you can go pump into tactical shotgun. You can keep on rotating in between those. So I don't know if that was something that might be patched tomorrow or if it just slipped by. But again, all that footage that you guys saw was patched 3.5, which was just taken from my live stream. But anyways, as far as the snipers go, this is a pretty big deal. There's a lot of times where you would sit behind an area and you would kind of peek your opponent, and like sometimes you would swap real quick to like another sniper. Like basically you could have multiple snipers, and you could swap to another sniper, shoot, and then swap to another sniper, and kind of like get a double shot going in there. Then that's not really going to happen. There's another thing where people would used to have multiple rocket launchers, and they would shoot a rocket launcher, swap to another rocket launcher, and shoot another one. That's just a little bit slower now. I don't know the exact integers. They didn't actually say in the patch notes, but it's a small little change, and it can make a difference if you're swapping between guns. But anyways, there was a thing that you could do before with the pump shotgun where you could basically go into any weapon, then go right back into the pump shotgun, and you can't do that anymore. There's like a small little delay. It's still faster though if you have 2 pump shotguns to shoot a pump shotgun, swap to another pump shotgun, and shoot. That actually is something that has changed. Because before it would have an inherent cooldown basically on all your pump shotguns that you would have. Didn't matter how many you had. So you could get a slight boost by using 2 pump shotguns, but it's so small you might as well go pump to tactical and stick with the tactical, because if you swap back, there is a delay. You guys will notice that if you just pull out the pump shotgun, before you can even get that first shot out, it's going to be a little bit slower. So I would recommend you guys to always have the pump shotgun out if you're going to be up close. Don't have another gun, then swap to the pump shotgun. It's going to be, again, pretty slow. What this basically means is if you're trying to like break someone's buildable, let's say they're kind of boxed in. If you were to say shoot at it with like your AR or like a submachine gun, then you want to swap to your pump. There's a small delay, and that small delay can get you killed if they're editing and they're gonna like basically open up the window and one-shot you with a pump shotgun, because there's a small delay. That's very important. So as far as other, there's also a reduction on crossbow for the one person that actually runs crossbow. But also they adjusted the item availability in vending machines. So there's a reduction chance of chug jug by 50%. Again, this only applies to vending machines. And then they also increase the chance of medium ammo and weapons in rare vending machines by 100%, reduced chance of explosive ammo in rare vending machines by 50%, reduced chance of explosive ammo weapons in epic vending machines by 25%, and increased chance of heavy ammo and weapons in epic vending machines by 25%, reduced chance of explosive ammos in legendary vending machines by 25%, increased chance of heavy ammos in vending machines by 25%. Then there's a reduced drop rate of remote explosives in floor loot by roughly 33%. I don't know why they didn't just say 33%. Why does it have to be roughly? But anyways, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys kept on getting the C4. That thing, it really just is not the greatest thing, and I think a lot of players just really didn't use it. I'd always see it. There'd be a blue item in the house. I'm like, oh, what is it? And it was always the remote explosives, the C4 thing. And they also updated the medium ammo and inventory icon to make it more easily identifiable. It's not really too much for changing the game. It just changes the little icon. So important things, the fixes over here. So when you would kill someone with a guided missile, it used to make it so the player would report itself as a self-elimination. But the most important fix right here is this one right here, guys. It's fixing the weapon floating in the air. That was one of the most annoying things in the game, where you would be in a gunfight and you would just, your gun would just float in the air. You're like, what the heck is going on? So that has actually been fixed. And then also, again, that issue that I just showed off recently during like the very beginning of the video, where you would actually just like float, like your character would just like glide across the screen. That actually did get fixed as well. Hold on. There's an issue where they prevented a player from being able to ride the guided missile, but whatever. Oh, but this is actually an important thing that also got fixed. I actually had this happen to me while I was streaming, where I bought a blue assault rifle, but then it gave me a epic version. So I bought a blue one, but it came out as a purple in the vending machine. So that is something that did also get patched. And then there's another issue where it fixed the llama to be empty in some of the limited time modes. I don't know how they messed that up, but it's fixed, so that's good. I really love these patch notes. It's so good in a game to be like so transparent with the player base. So like the 50/50, I said, note, due to the account services we've been experiencing, in order to preserve your play experience this week, and the 50/50 will be enabled next week. So that's kind of cool. So it's like a new mode over there. I don't really want to go over it, but I will link the full thing if anyone wants to check out that mode. But there's a few new changes. There's a new Builder Pro controller configuration. So it's similar to Combat Pro, but optimized for fast placement of building pieces. So wall, floors, stairs, and roofs have designed to be buttons on controllers. So that's huge. If you guys didn't know, I actually prefer using a controller when it comes down to aiming. Although with building, I love mouse and keyboard. Like, it's way better. I was at one point hybriding the game. Like, I would sit there with my mouse and keyboard, and then when there was a shot that was super far away, I would just bust out my controller. Like, I just had it on my table. It was kind of inefficient, but it's kind of cool. You can switch between materials by using the left pad D button. So that's kind of cool. There's also this new comm wheel, so it lets people say, like, you know, I need healing, I need shields, need material, all those kind of things. It's nicer for people that don't have a microphone and you're playing in squads, and maybe sometimes you can't talk, you know, you gotta be quiet late at night, don't want mom hearing you play. That's kind of nice. It's just some small little things. There's a lot of like bug fixes issues, but it didn't feel like that there were huge things. They fixed like an issue where supply drop loot to spawn in the air after the drop had been shot down. There's also a case, I'm sure some of you guys noticed it, where you would see a chest and it would say that it was not opened, and then you would try to open it and nothing would happen. It was just a glitch. Hopefully that will also be patched out relatively soon. It keeps on being an occurrence. They say they patch it, but there's an issue with it. I don't think that this is something that will stay very long. I'm hoping that we'll fix it. There's an issue where poor network connection could prevent buildings from streaming in, which was sometimes you would walk in and you would not see like part of a building that someone built. So that is a pretty big deal as well. That obviously these are things that are just small, but They added some new sounds to the game. I didn't feel like those were like huge. I mean, it's just a different sound when you're when it says equipping and reload sounds. It's again small, but it's good to be updated on these sounds so you know what gun someone is actually kind of pulling out. But again, these are very small things over here. And there's again other little optimizations and bug fixes to the game. But again, I think the most important thing that people want to know about is like the buffs and nerfs to the guns. But again, going back to what I was talking about before, as far as the guns go, the heavy shotgun is not patched as of this second of me making this video, even though the patch 3.5 is already out. I did show you guys that already, but for the most part, there's not any like gun that I would say, oh, don't run this gun anymore. But just as a heads up for any of you guys that like to sit at a fort and you swap to like a sniper to kind of quickscope people, again, these are the guns that are affected by the new short time that it would take for you just to pull out the weapons. So keep that in mind as well. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. I actually don't like these changes as far as making things a little bit slower. I like my games to be very fast-paced, but you guys can let me know how you feel about these patch notes. But anyways, I'll link it down below for anyone that wants to read the full patch notes. There's also a bunch of patch notes for the PvE side of the game, but I'm not really interested in that, nor have I actually played it, so I don't really want to talk about this. I kind of want to be just in the multiplayer PvP Battle Royale as far as like the content I want to create. But anyways, hopefully this helps you guys out and understand some new things in the game, and get that free skin, definitely. It's an okay backpack. I mean, I think it's meh, but I mean, it's free. I mean, you might as well grab it while it's free. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the vid. If you did, drop a like on it, and if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button to be updated on the latest stuff in Fortnite, as well as other gaming content.